I'm looking at my top 15 albums of the year on Acoustic Alternatives this week, and including one track each from the albums in the top 15, and then 3 tracks each from the albums in the top 10. Amos Lee's Dreamland tied for number 11 on this year's Best of list, tied with the album from Glenn Phillips, also released this year, called There Is So Much More. We heard from Glenn and a song called I Was a Riot. The song that probably threw you for a loop, Stabbing Westward, a 90s rock band that I really liked, released a new album this year. I didn't expect much out of it, but I bought it anyway because I really liked their stuff in the 90s. And I was blown away how it seemed like they hadn't lost a step, like this album could have been released 20 years ago and I would have known. It's an album called Chasing Ghosts, and I was impressed with it. I Am Nothing from Stabbing Westward, coming in at number 13 this year. 2 albums tied at number 11 means there is no number 12. And another album at number 13, with the same exact score as the Stabbing Westward disc, is the one from Stephen Kellogg called Keep It Up Kid, just released to the public recently, in fact this last month, but came out to fans who paid for it via his fundraising campaign. I was one of those, so I've had it for many months. To the Ones Who Need It Most is a song from that album. Stephen Kellogg will be the opening act for a show at the Ark that's happening in 2023 from an artist that's coming up in the top 3 this year. Anderson East started off this year's countdown. The number 15 album of the year is called MWNDFAME. It's initials for, well, I'm not going to go into it. I'll let you look it up later. Anderson East. Let's continue now with a look at the top 10 albums of the year in the world, according to John Bommarito. This is a band that has a couple of artists that live in Michigan and one that lives in Ireland, so, well, they don't get to perform live very often around here, which is sad. I'd really like to see this new album called Elegy from the Alum performed live. We're going to hear 3 from it, including all of these songs with L's in it, by the way, have 3 L's. You have to look at the list physically to see this, but Low the Sun. Maybe it's supposed to be Follow the Sun, but they decided to call it Low the Sun. The Alum, on Acoustic Alternatives, coming in at number 10 this year.